Hello. I've got paint on my hand.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Nobody in the stream, nobody in the chat yet, but for those people that watch the replay, that's some people, some of my viewers do. We have Gracie Shack here, our regular guest every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's our regular guest artist and paints watercolor live. And today she's painting a waterfall.
Yep. Tesha paints live. I'm not going to paint
live.
You can
I'm
see.
going to share this out. So let me share this out.
You see, I've been hanging around with Mr. Ian Jackson too much. That's his sort of joke. Well, I'm going to be painting dead, Diana.
I could be in the waiting room later in the stream. Okay, Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul might be on later. He's the guy that was on before.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
He's a nice guy, right?
He's cool. Yeah.
So he's come on. He's going to join us maybe halfway during the stream. He said he told me to go ahead, send the link, but he's going to, just like Ian did. I think Ian said that he would join us like maybe halfway through the stream.
Cool. I hope he brings some Jaffa cakes. Jaffa cakes.
Okay, let me send this to him.
Oh dear. We have some new brushes
Ian too.
We've got some new brushes to show off, Diana.
Oh, okay. Well, tell everybody about your brushes.
Oh, cool. All right then. Thank you. Well, I've got a couple of new ones. I've had them for a while, but I wanted to play with them before I started talking about them on camera. This is Winsor & Newton Foundation watercolor brushes. I'll show you the packaging, so because you might recognise the brand and stuff. Winsor & Newton Foundation. There's their little logo there. They're really the fancy packaging.
On the big screen. Sorry.
That's okay. Hold on. That's okay. Oh, big screen. Oh, that's my light glaring on that. Look. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, moving swiftly on. This is Winsor & Newton Foundation watercolor brushes, and they come in various sets. And this came from the same set, and it's Winsor & Newton Foundation. And I needed some like really long, thin brushes because I paint the ocean and things like that for the ocean spray. So it's nice to get that fine point.
Oh, really? Like with a liner brush?
It is kind of, yeah.
I thought you would need like a brush that, like the way a sponge would work, like you sponge it and makes that, it would make
actually, that's what I did for this particular waterfall painting, because it's very much like a wave, isn't it? The foam.
The foam. Wow, I like how you did that foam.
Yeah, I've got that technique pretty good. What I do is I put a bit of water on my tissue, and then I dip into my gouache. I'm a watercolor painter, but I do use white gouache for the foamy parts of the sea, or anything that needs no paint white. I put a little bit of white gouache in there. For that. And Diana, the last time I used this palette, guess when was the last time I used this tiny palette?
I don't know.
When I painted Elvis.
That was a long time. That was last summer.
Yeah, and that's how long I've decided I'm going to get this out today and paint with this white gouache. So, and it's still looking good. I mean, it doesn't do anything to the paint or anything apart from dries it out maybe. But that was the last time I used that one.
Okay, Bud's here.
Hello. Who's here?
Bud.
Bud. Oh, Buddy. Oh, you mean
Buddy? Bud. Remember Bud?
Yes, I think
Bud Klein. Remember Bud Klein? He changed his blog by Bud. He really liked your accent.
Oh, hello, Bud. Sorry, I'm kind of... Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I thought you meant Buddy RVing or somebody. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Hello, Bud. How are you? He has a really cute dog, and his dog's called Jose. Isn't that a nice name? I like that name.
Bud Klein's dog is named Jose?
Yeah. And I believe it's Chihuahua. It's a little Chihuahua. Is that how you say it? Chihuahua. They're cute dogs. Anywho, back to the brushes. These are Princeton Neptune. This is an 8 round, so I'm going to be using a variety of brushes. Not too many brushes though in one painting, but I just wanted to. This is another one. This is a Princeton Neptune. These are awesome because they've got an angle end on your brush, so you can scrape up some lines. Excuse me. Which is basically how I did a bit of the waterfall, because it's very transparent when you look at it. It's kind of see-through. So I scraped in a few lines with the paint on my end of my brush and just dragged it through. So yeah.
Share this out, and I want to share it to Facebook.
Oh, good.
Not dual live streaming. Just share it.
Yeah, that's it.
Share.
This is just a Bob standard Royal and Nan nickel brush. I've used this time and time again, and it doesn't even shed hairs. I've never had a well, touch wood. I've never had a shedding.
You've never had it shed?
No, never.
Oh my goodness. The watercolor brushes that I'm using, they shed constantly. I'm like, I have to get new ones. This is crazy.
What brand is it? Can you remember?
Oh, I forget. I don't know. I forget the brand.
Well, this is what I do. And when I do this on any brush by Royal and Nan nickel, honestly, I don't get one brush come out. It's incredible.
Because it's the brand? It's because of the brand you're using?
It's just Royal and Nan nickel. It's just, kind of inexpensive. But I've touched wood, as I say, I've never had a problem with shedding hair. So Princeton are pretty good. Winsor & Newton are exceptional brushes. So if you said to me, if Diana said, oh, what would you recommend for watercolor brushes? I would say Winsor & Newton, the Cotman brand, are very good. They're inexpensive, but they're excellent. These ones, excuse me, Winsor & Newton Foundation and Princeton Neptune, they're very good. But the Princeton Neptune can be a little bit expensive sometimes.
So, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Princeton brushes for acrylic.
I didn't know you could use them for acrylic.
Well, maybe they have different ones. Well, a lot of times they say these brushes are for acrylics and watercolors, and I'm like, no, I like stiffer brushes for acrylics and softer brushes for watercolor.
Yeah. And I haven't used this white gouache since I painted Pick a Rick's dog, Elvis, which was, when did I paint that, Diana?
That was last summer.
Yeah, so there you go. So you can keep paint for quite a long time, and it still activates. Look, I mean, that is quite incredible. So yeah, it's just a little. I think it's from a coffee container, and I just keep them for my white gouache.
Oh, Ian's here. Hi, Ian. And yeah, Bud's here. And oh, hello, Grayscale Painting.
Hello. Mr. Jackson. I'll have to recap what I said now. I've got Princeton Neptune, a few new brushes because I wanted to treat myself to some really good brushes. This is a number 8 round. It's very nice, excellent. This is Princeton Neptune 2, and I like these because they got the that part of the end of the brush, the handle. It's got a little like angle to it, so you can scrape up the the details, like grass maybe, or anything where you need to scrape in detail. So, and this is in similar shape to the Royal and Nan nickel Aqualon brushes. And they're excellent. They're very good. I'm going to lose my voice.
Let's have more thumbs up, people. We have 9 wonderful people in the chat. Oh, 10 wonderful people watching.
Oh, thank you, 10 people.
Oh, 5 thumbs up. Let's try to get it to 20 thumbs up today.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Thumbs up. Let's get it. Okay. 11 wonderful people watching.
Oh, thank you, guys. I'm just going to pour my lemonade into my cup. I have to keep drinking because I'm going to lose my voice if I keep talking.
And lemon is good, except it should be hot lemon and honey.
Yeah. Oh, and guess
Do you
what?
want to stop? Do you want to stop and get hot lemon and tea?
No,
Lemon tea?
no. I'll carry on. I'll just go when I need to. But don't worry, I haven't got coronavirus.
Okay, I hope not.
Oh, that's good. In my Pickerick one mug. There you go. I thought I'd get that in camera again.
Oh, hello, One Mighty R. Thank you. Great. One Mighty R is an artist. Yes, he creates his own comic characters.
Oh, cool.
Very creative comic characters. Other artists, other people want. Hello, Carrie. Carrie Splinter Cell. Call. That's Carrie, who also has another channel, right?
I'm trying to think now. Is it Splinter Cell?
Yeah, that's Splinter Cell. Is that the Carrie that we know? The other Carrie?
I think so. I can't. I get confused with all the.
She's laughing. She's laughing. I think it is. Carrie has more than one channel.
Yeah. I get a bit confused with them.
Yes, it is her because she gets
Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Is it Grayscale and Bud and Ian?
Grayscale and Bud and One Mighty R.
All right, cool. Right. Shall I start painting or? Oh
yeah, start painting.
Oh, I'll just tell you what paper I'm using before I start. Ian's not asked me yet. What paper am I using? This is usually my question. No,
he wants to come on the panel.
Oh, he does? Cool. Okay.
Hello again, One Mighty R. Okay, hold on. Hello, 10 wonderful people in the chat and only 7 thumbs up. Let's try to get 20 thumbs up, people. Please, everyone. Thank you. If you forgot to hit the thumbs up, please do. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, Arches. Watercolor paper, 100% cotton. And this is the cold press. Now, I normally like the 140-pound weight paper, but this is 90 pound in weight. And that's quite a thin paper. I mean, preferably you want 140 pound paper, but considering this is just like a fun kind of, I didn't really want anything too big either, so I thought at this particular size would be perfect. And I'm just upcycling an older pad, my Strathmore pad, as my painting board, so you can keep those to paint on.
And you can keep what to paint on?
I'm just painting. I'm upcycling instead of throwing it away. I usually keep my pads. This is a Strathmore, but it's
because it's very stiff cardboard.
Yeah, and if you bash on that, you can see. So I try and upcycle and use things, I'm into recycling and upcycling.
Ian says posh paper.
It is posh paper, yeah.
Oh, Ian. So Ian's here, but he's going to pop up on the panel, and then we put you on back on big screen because I don't know else how he's supposed to do it. So he's going to pop up on the screen, and then we're going to put you on big screen again. Hello, Ian.
Hello. There he is. The Dark Lord of the Jaffa Cakes.
That's Ian Jackson.
Hello.
Gracie Shack from the UK. 2 watercolor artists from the UK.
Yeah. We're from the UK.
Oh, wait a second.
Sunny UK today, isn't it, Ian?
Sunny UK.
Yeah.
It's not particularly warm. It's t-shirt and jeans, but it's not boiling hot, but it's nice and warm and pleasant.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Now then, right.
Well, so I'll ask the fundamental question of the day.
Go on then.
What paper are you using?
You just missed my little bit there, but that's
No,
okay.
it doesn't matter. I saw it. Don't worry
Oh, go
about
on
it.
then. It's £90. It's not my favourite weight of paper, but considering most of this is dry brush technique anyway, I didn't think it mattered.
No, it don't. If it's mostly dry brush, it don't really matter.
Exactly.
When it's £90.
Yeah. I've got a bigger pad. I've got a bigger pad, but it's empty. This is a finished one, but these are very, very pricey at the minute. So you might want to just keep looking at the prices because they do fluctuate.
Oh.
So if you could see one for relatively inexpensive, grab it whilst you can because they get so. But this size is really good, isn't it?
Did you go for that Saunders Waterford that you said were a good price?
I did, yeah, I did. I couldn't not buy that because it was £11.
Is it Saunders Waterford?
It is. It said
Absolutely. Right.
St Cuthbert's Mill. That's the one.
Did it say on it that it was St Cuthbert's Mill?
It did. Yeah, I went in and checked.
What a bargain! What a bargain!
I know. I was so excited.
11 quid, dear me. 11 quid.
I know.
A packet of wow.
Sorry about that, guys. I just pushed the camera. Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was, honestly, it was a really good buy. So there you go.
Treat it with a lot of love. Treat it
Yeah.
with a lot of love.
And it's like the prices. One of these blocks for the arches, I'm not joking, it was about £95.
No,
What?
it shouldn't be.
I mean, and that's just like, I mean, are they hiking at the prices?
It depends on how many you get in a block. For a £140 block, right? With like 20 sheets in it, you're talking about £25.
Yeah.
Generally.
Which is kind of high end budget, but still.
Yeah. But then again, it is top quality paper.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah. I mean,
in real terms, you should only be using that if you're getting some return financially from it.
True. Yeah.
It's professional paper for people who do it commercially, really.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do a blossom tree. So this is Holbein watercolors. They're professional grade watercolors. They're very vibrant, as you can see. And that's a colour that we watercolour artists very often struggle with, the magenta. It's kind of a, would you say that was a magenta?
Which one? Yeah, it's in that region.
Yeah.
I would say it's more an alizarin crimson.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Possibly. I mean, there's lots of colours in that environment.
Yeah.
That kind of purpley red.
Yeah. They're not easy to get in watercolour. So all I did was dip in my kitchen roll into that, and then I'm just gonna. It's kind of just dab in there. It's cherry blossom, I think. It kind of looks like, I don't know. It looks like a Japanese type.
It could very well be because they have very limited palettes.
Yeah.
Strong colours like that.
Yeah.
It's Earth Day, everybody. April 22nd. Today's Earth Day. What will you do kind for the earth? You could do something simple like hug a tree or pick up some litter, but I guess you definitely need gloves or you would pick up some, even just a little bit of litter.
There ain't any litter.
Or
there's no ones around. I mean, there ain't any litter at all anywhere.
Maybe where you live, I don't know. I haven't looked recently, but usually on the street where I live, beside the street, there is usually some litter along the street.
I
know, but you live in Mucky Town, don't you? Though.
No. No, I don't live in Mucky Town. I live in normal. I live in
Normalville.
Normal USA.
Normalville.
Normalville. What's that? What's Normalville?
Normalville. Where everything's normal.
It's not too much litter. I just say a little bit of litter on the side of the road, and
I must say, I am a little bit.
Hug a tree. Other
Hug a
people,
tree.
one person said they're going to kneel down and kiss the earth. I said, well, that
well,
that was
if they end up getting some bacteria on themselves and
I
then
know,
having to
unless
go
they
to
put, like,
go to hospital and then get coronavirus,
Oh yeah.
you know, that's
Happy
their
Earth
problem.
Day. Happy Earth
unless
Day.
it's like good soil from their garden or
Listen, there's more microbial bacteria in soil than you can.
Yeah.
oh yeah, but it's good stuff. I think it's good.
No. Yeah, and it's also got some bad stuff. Please don't kiss the ground.
Don't.
All right,
Not
so
at this moment in time, anyway.
but we're not suggesting that.
Well, ask Nightbot what they think to that statement. What do you think,
Just be
Nightbot?
like,
Nightbot is only programmed to say what he says.
just be nice to the earth by not doing anything.
Okay.
Stay home.
Yes, you can send out good vibes. Send out healing, light and love. Healing, light, and love to the earth.
Yes, there you go.
Because I'm not medically trained, I can't send any healing out to anybody because it'd be irresponsible. So
Okay.
I can reflect a certain amount of the sun's light from my skin as I do reflect light slightly. Ever so slightly, not very much, but I can reflect light. We can all reflect light a little bit.
I'm being a woman now. I'm changing my mind on which paints I'm using. Sorry, guys. Changed my mind.
Why does that not surprise me?
That's why I said it. We're terrible swimming, aren't we, Diana? Yep.
I'm trying to type something.
You can multitask. Yeah.
You can see I can't multitask. No, I can't type and talk and I can't type and listen.
Diane can multitask. It's just that she can't see what it is that she's doing. So it's hard
you do
for her.
very well, Diana. You do better than I do. You're very good.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Have you never? You've got that new computer, haven't you?
Oh, here we go.
Yes, yes, I have. Yes, I have two, and right now I'm using my Apple, and I'm so happy with it.
Well, there might be a similar thing on the Apple, but on your PC, there's a thing. If you type in, I forgot what they call it. You know, like a
hashtag.
No, if you type on your Windows on your Windows computer, at the bottom there's a little thing that you can type things in to find things, and there's a spyglass, and you can literally make things bigger on the screen.
Oh no! Apple has all that, all those inboard accessibility. That's good to know for the Windows.
Yeah, that's what it is. Accessibility.
But Apple already has all that accessibility. But okay, that's good to know for the Windows, though.
It has that exact same set of things.
Okay, I'll look for that.
It's under accessibility, and you can set it up how you want it. But
yeah, I saw.
If you type in magnifying glass in that search at the bottom,
it
will bring it up for you.
I had already seen some of that. I did go into settings and was able to see some of that and adjusted some of the screen for myself already.
Just the old water bucket. Have you got one of these, Ian?
A trusty old what? No. Do you know what I use?
What do you use?
What do they call them? Muller rice. Muller rice bowls.
That's a very good idea.
That's it. A bit of Muller rice.
I do like Muller rice.
And that's it. I try to keep my setup really small because I've only got a very small working environment to work from. So having a great big bucket is a
Not very
bit surplus to requirement, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, I'd have one of them if I were going out into the countryside or something like that.
Yeah, painting outside.
But then again, you don't want to be, because we've just been talking about loving the earth and everything. You don't want to be getting buckets of water, because what you got to, when you go outdoors painting, you've got to get rid of it somehow.
Well,
and you don't want buckets of polluted water, do you? Being thrown onto the poor old earth.
Solution?
Eh?
What's your solution?
Well, what I do is I have a little bowl that has enough water in it to do the job, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the session that I have, I get some tissue paper, a big scrunch up of tissue paper.
Wow.
And I absorb it.
Wow, okay.
I absorb all the paint and water into that tissue paper, and then I get rid of the tissue paper in a proper public environment.
There you go.
Or I put it in.
That's very earth conscious of you.
Yes, that's how you do it. Us eco-friendly painters do that all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, Jim Ahrens.
And that's why you shouldn't have a great big bucket with you, because obviously you'd need more than a toilet rolls full.
Ian will start to complain because I'm using white gouache instead of white watercolor. Sorry, Ian.
It's all up to you. White gouache is fine. Most watercolor artists use white gouache.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
right. Let me put a disclaimer in there. One thing that watercolor artists don't do is paint white paint or gouache directly on the actual thing. They use white gouache to tint the color.
Oh, okay.
They don't put it direct. Very rarely you'll see white gouache going onto a watercolor, a professional watercolor painting, because it's way too harsh and strong.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jim Ahrens is a new friend of mine. He is has a vision disability, and he's also an artist. He says he does acrylic paintings, but he's a supporter, so we can't see his art on his channel.
I'm just trying to get a brush. I forgot to give myself another brush.
Well, maybe one day when you feel that you're able to show the world your art.
Videos, yes, Jim.
We all benefit from it.
Videos? You think you'll make videos in the future?
Well, I didn't. Put it this way, I didn't think I would. When I first came onto YouTube to look things up for various things, I didn't think I was going to be making videos, but I do. 5 years later, here I am making videos.
I never thought I'd be making videos. I saw YouTube was around for a long time. I didn't even watch it. I only used it for educational reasons, to show videos to my students, and that's the only thing I used it for.
Hey, I'm not wanting to rush you, Gracie, but on BBC 4 tonight, The Master is on again.
What's on?
The Master.
Oh, Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
You can watch Bob Ross anytime you want on YouTube.
This is a new brush of mine. Isn't this a cute little brush? Oh, it's so cute. It's a Princeton Neptune, and it's the Neptune.
But it doesn't look little.
Yeah, I think it's small.
Well, it looks like an inch.
It looks like a 1 inch size, 1 inch brush.
Yeah, so it's an inch, but it looks as though it's got a fat belly.
Yeah.
instead of a one stroke that has a thin belly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean about a thin belly and a fat belly?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The middle bit is rounded rather than flat.
Yeah. I've never used such a small flat brush before. That's new.
Why didn't you get a what they call it, a hake brush?
I don't think I have a hake brush.
Well, they're only a couple of £. Literally, they're really cheap, but they're really good brushes for getting your watercolor background colors in.
The washes. You're talking about a wash?
For your wash, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not always a wash. Sometimes it's an atmospheric.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
So, but your initial colour on your painting that sets the tone of the painting.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes called a wash. But every layer you put on is a wash.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is, it's the background atmospherics.
Mm-hmm. I am a bit nervous actually with having Ian and Diana on.
Why? Do I disturb you in the force?
No. It's just kind of, because you guys are so good. I want to be.
Yeah, you're good in your own way, so don't worry about what I do or what Diane does.
Oh, thank you, Ian.
So should never be intimidated by anybody else's artwork.
Oh, I know.
No one on this planet can do what you do, right? Because that's you. Yeah. No one on this planet can do what I do because I'm me. Yeah. And no one can do what Diane does because she's Diane.
Okay, One Mighty R says, looks good so far.
Oh, thank you. It is quite, if you look at the painting, sorry about the little spatters of paint that I didn't want on there. Isn't it funny how you sometimes end up with splatters on a really decent bit of art, and then I've accidentally splattered on it?
Well, you can get rid of them, but my advice to you on that is, if it's critical that you don't get a piece of paper over it before you start doing it.
That's what I should have done. Yeah.
And Carrie says, "Oh, that makes a really nice uniform wash."
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, big brushes do.
Big brushes do. Yeah. I like big brushes. Then I cannot lie.
Right. Look at my brushes that I use for doing big flat washes.
Yeah.
And just in case people in the chat didn't know, we have Ian. Oh, yes, I did say that in the beginning. Ian Jackson from the UK. He's also a watercolor painter, and he's a guest artist every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they call it Ian Friday.
Ian Friday.
It won't be a Friday without Ian.
Or Jaffa cakes. Which I've not got any more. I went down to the local shop today to try and find some. Were there any on the Jaffa cake pile? No. But what it is people are comfort eating.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They're comfort eating and they're going for Jaffa cake. And they're not realising that as a person who has to eat Jaffa cakes on a regular basis, I'm withering away.
Yeah.
If I don't have my regular Jaffa cakes, I'll be boring and dull and, not happy.
I can't say your name. I think you spell your name backwards. Leslie Ann. I think Leslie Ann, you spelled your on purpose. I know you made your screen name backwards, but it looks like frontwards would be Leslie Ann. It's too hard to pronounce your name the other way. Any settles. But I think you're trying to, since I think you made your name backwards, that's Leslie Ann. Is it? So welcome. Hello, Leslie Ann. Are you an artist too? I think you are. And she says yes, she's Leslie Ann. And Carrie said, I just have 2 comments. Carrie said, "Oh, that makes she said, Ian, you should have seen me. I tried to paint a background wash with a small brush, and she had to give up the picture."
Well, just put me on a second, and I'll show you what types of brushes you should be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, using something like that is not really what you should use, really.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, you can show them on Friday.
I'll show them on Friday.
You can show them now. I don't mind.
But the types of brushes that you should use to do washes at least 2.5 inch to 3 inches wide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm Mystic Unigon.
Hello, Mystic.
Hello, Mystic.
Ready to drive home from work.
Back home from work. Yeah. Woohoo! Up the workers.
And, okay.
Just wondering what to do next because I've got to wait for this particular area to dry. I didn't bring
have you not got a pink lightsaber?
No, I know it's terrible. I know.
I thought you got a light. I thought you got an hairdryer.
I have got a hairdryer, but I forgot it.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. You can talk about brushes though, whilst we're waiting for it to at least dry up a little bit.
I've exhausted my knowledge on brushes. Another brush that you could use that will work really well is a very large for doing large areas is a large mop brush.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mop brush. Oh, and One Mighty Art says hello to Ian.
Hello.
No,
I'm virtual waving at you. Hello.
Here we go. Look at that, Mr. Jackson.
What's that? Can I see something that you just like? Have you just pulled something off? There you go. Something like that will do a really good wash.
Yeah. There you go.
Right, big, nice, fluffy. I would assume that's a squirrel head mop brush.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
Or something like that.
It's really
and
it's really super soft.
I don't know on Friday whether I ought to do a little bit of a brush masterclass thing
I would love
rather than a painting and show people types of brushes they ought to be getting and using.
That would be cool. I'd enjoy
and then I'll finish off with a very small painting at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might do that. We'll see.
Oh, we're drying.
Because there's one or two things I want to show people.
We're drying.
Oh my goodness! Everything was fine. Everything went black.
No, I didn't see it.
Lost you guys, I thought I lost everything. Okay, let me put you on the big screen again.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, okay, the whole thing we didn't get kicked off.
Can you see that?
Are you faffing about? You're faffing, aren't you? You're doing something, aren't you?
Should be in there or something, yeah. That's funny. What am I doing now? Is that dry enough? I've just done a little boo-boo. Actually,
that's a classic example. You know, Diane, you were talking the other day and you were asking me about why those blooms happen.
Yeah.
That's an example of one. Now you can do that deliberately if you want.
How do you do it deliberately?
Right, well, you put a wash of colour on, and before it's dried, you put another wash of either water or paint on it, and it kind of pushes the paint back. It's called wash back.
Okay, I think I get it. No, like not before it totally dries, though, right?
No, it has to be while it's reasonably wet. Well, the longer you leave it to dry, the less the effect.
Oh, so you can do it like right away when it's first wet?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
And then drop some water on it?
Drop some water in it, and it'll push the paint back.
Oh, okay.
And that was a happy accident.
But you can use it. If you know how to control it and learn how to control it, it's a good tool.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
So don't look at it as a negative. Some people paint deliberately with layers of blooms.
Yeah.
And that's how they create the texture throughout the painting.
Yeah.
And if you can gain that level of control of the paint, then you're going to end up with a really nice painting.
I mean, that'll help, really, as I'm painting water. So,
Ian, where do you choose to put blooms?
Occasionally in like close-up rock masses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Things like that. You know, that's a great place to put them.
Or in foliage,
because
in foliage.
Yeah, areas that
Flowers.
look like plants and things like that are reasonably close up. That's a good place.
Yeah.
Sometimes individual flowers, like
Yeah.
a rose.
Yeah.
A rose sometimes works nice with that kind of effect.
Yeah.
You think about areas that have subtle textures in them.
Just like groups of flowers, groups of like wildflowers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or areas of dense areas that you want to that you want to break up.
Yeah.
But that's more middle distance.
And you're saying they're best for in the close up, in the foreground.
It depends on what it is you're painting.
Yeah.
If it were a rock mass in the foreground, I'd do it then. But if it were a rock mass in the middle or far distance, I wouldn't, because it's too much detail. You know how I feel about detail, anyway.
You don't like detail.
I don't overemphasize it because
you don't like
can.
painting, except your paintings look like they're full of details.
Yeah, because I'm tricking you into thinking that's okay.
Yes, illusion.
It's an illusion. I'm not painting tons and tons of detail. I'm minimizing the detail in the background and maximizing it in the foreground. Therefore, your brain recalculates and goes, "Oh wow, look at all that detail."
Yeah,
it's a trick.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. That little bloom.
Yeah. Looks like a little sheep. Shaun the sheep.
Hello, little sheep. It's having a shower. Look, it's a little sheep having a shower.
Is that what it's doing?
Let me catch up on the chat. Oh, because my okay, hold on.
Ian, I've not used this white gouache since I painted Elvis, and it's still fine after all that time. Look.
It will do. Gouache is no different to watercolor. It don't go off.
Oh right, I didn't know that. You say.
No, all gouache is an opaque, thick version of watercolor.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it. How it stayed that long. It's a little bit smelly. It does have a bit of a painted type odor, but
yeah, some gouaches do tend to smell a little bit. Now, the gouache that I have, I think they had some kind of like lemony smell to it. Just to get rid of that pungent smell.
Yeah.
So you can't really smell it. And the one I use is, although I don't like the watercolors, where is it? I can't see it. I need it later anyway because I'm teaching somebody how to paint later.
Oh.
Paint watercolors.
Later, you're teaching someone how to paint?
Yeah, one-on-one teaching.
Cool.
Oh, where you live? Like in person?
No, not virtual reality.
That's what they call it.
So they're going to be following what I do, and they've got a painting at their end, and I've got a painting at my end, and I'll paint, and they follow what I do.
I'm going to turn that round a minute, guys, just so I can do this line.
What? I can't find my thing.
No.
My white gouache. Wherefore art thou? Wherefore art thou, white gouache?
Yeah. Where are you, white gouache?
Gouache.
I'll catch up on the chat in a minute, you guys. Sorry, I'm catching up.
My kingdom for a gouache.
Yeah.
Bit of Shakespeare there for you.
Yeah. Oh, we're a cultured show.
We are a very cultured show. We cover all bases here.
Like Earth Day, Jaffa Cakes,
Zumba Apocalypse. How to survive that. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Any of you who are not aware of the Zumba Apocalypse, it's something that's going to happen soon.
It's going to happen soon, people.
It's going to happen soon. Just you watch.
Yeah.
Ian Jackson told you first.
Yeah, Ian Jackson told you so.
You did. If you don't eat your Jaffa cakes, you'll all turn into Zumbas.
Yeah.
All right, I'm catching up on chat, everyone. It's a lot of work to prevent them or fix them for me.
Oh.
Wait, it'll disappear. I'll disperse the pigment, I think. What is she? Let me read up what she's talking about. Oh, yeah.
Now it's looking like a waterfall.
No, I bought some brushes on the yard.
Of work to prevent them or fix them for me. Is that are we talking about acrylic?
Oh, I don't know, but that's fixable. Acrylic is fixable, so.
Well, water-based paint like watercolor and gouache does not fix. It never fixes. You can re-wet it.
That's the one that I use. This one.
What's that one?
Winsor & Newton Designers Gouache. I bought it.
You've got more. Honestly, you must have more money than sense.
Actually, honestly,
more money than sense.
Can I tell you how much this was?
No, I've got. How much?
It was £8 for one tube.
Oh, okay. £8.
That's a pretty good sized tube, though, for gouache.
Yeah, for gouache, that'll last ages.
That's
honestly, it will last absolutely ages. It is a good investment. And I've got to say, I know a lot of people beat up on Winsor & Newton, but the white gouache is second. Their white gouache is second to none.
Thank you. See, it was well worth the £8. I've saved up money.
I personally wouldn't pay £8 for it, but I mean, I've got my connections, haven't I?
You got your Jaffa cake connections too.
That's it. I click my fingers and I go to Winsor & Newton and say, "Give me it free."
Yeah.
Because I'm a Jaffa cake eater. I'm one of the few Jaffa cake eaters.
I did have that. I had student grade gouache, and it was the one that begins with P and ends in an O, and I can never pronounce it. Pebio. Pebio.
Well, yeah. That. Do you know what? That's. I've got Pebio gouache, right? There's two lots. There's there. I found it. They've got their normal gouache, which is a bit poor. It's really poor.
Yeah,
like the watercolor is, but they've got extra fine. You need to look for the extra fine, and that's their really artist quality.
Oh, cool.
Right, and if you get that, that is very good for its price.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I paid £4 for a tube same size as yours.
Because that's why I went for this one, because I really struggled with a lot of these, the white ones for the gouache, and this one has always been successful. So,
yeah, they've been around a long time. Winsor & Newton gouache, designers gouache. I remember using them when I was in my teens for doing illustration and stuff like that. In me teens, back in the day when they used to paint on caves.
Yeah, and you were looking.
Cave painting.
At least you have
everybody, do you know everybody thinks those cave paintings in France and in Spain and what have you are all those animals and the man prints that they were done thousands of years ago. Well, they weren't. They were done by me in my teens. I just sneaked over there and
I was going to say,
they'll never know.
Oh dear. Can you see it?
I'm using modern paints.
Can you see it taking shape? Is that showing up? There, look, we got the. Is it called foam? Foam.
Looking very abstract to me.
Something.
Oh yeah, I get it now.
Don't be mean, Ian. Don't. I'm nervous as it is, Ian.
No, I can definitely see. I can definitely see what you're doing.
Thank you.
for sure.
And if you hold your paintbrush like that,
I just want to speak to One Mighty Art because I asked him what kind of paint. He said he bought paintbrushes, and I said, "Well, what?" I asked him, "Well, what kind of paint are you using?"
I'll be
And
back
he said,
momentarily.
"What kind of brushes?
where
Are
are you?
what kind of brushes?" He said, "For acrylic or watercolor." And what did he say? He said, "Are they for acrylic or watercolor?" And he said, "For regular paint." I said, "You might want to know, One Mighty Art. You might want to know what kind of paint it is. So it's either acrylic, it's watercolor, or maybe it's craft acrylic paint. They come in little bottles, so they might be craft paint. When the craft paints are always usually acrylic."
Yeah.
Or it's tempera paint, and tempera paint's usually used like with children. Like, now there's the economical tempera paint is usually used for children, so you might want to know what kind of paint you're using.
Yeah.
He's a big pen and ink guy.
Oh, interesting.
Big pen and ink, right? Yeah, he's learning about it. Yeah, he's learning because he's a big pen and ink person.
Yeah.
Yeah, just read the label. They're gonna read the label, and it'll tell you what kind of paint you got. Most likely it's not watercolor. I don't know if you got watercolor or not, but it's probably some type of acrylic, unless you bought the real economical tempera, which I'm not sure. I don't know what you bought.
Regarding tempera, is that like made with eggs?
No, that's the expensive kind. I'm talking about the economical tempera that they often use in school because it costs less than acrylic paint. Economical tempera does not have egg in it. That's expensive tempera that I'm not even going to talk about that.
Tempera paint, right? When you're talking about what kids have, it comes in two kinds of things. It either comes as a powder. I remember mixing it as a powder when we were kids.
Yeah, but
it comes already pre-mixed.
It's updated since then. You're talking about when you were kids. It's updated.
Yeah.
It also comes in tempera cakes, like dry cakes.
Yeah. Well,
it looks like watercolor, but they're big cakes, and you use it like watercolor. But and then there's pre-mixed, and yes, there's the powder, but nobody ever wants to use that anymore because you have to go to the trouble of mixing it. So it's always the teachers that usually use the pre-mixed or the tempera cakes.
That's just the pigment, the pure pigment. When you get a big jar of powder.
Yeah,
it's just literally the pigment. The
pigment. I know.
Yeah, and it's like that for when you make watercolor paint or any other type of paint. What that tempera paint is what we used to call poster paint.
Oh, that's another one. Poster paint. That right? They used to call that poster paint, but now poster paint is in a different category. They actually call it. They actually usually comes in tiny little jars.
Well, probably so, because I mean, poster paint. You can delve in towards acrylics with poster paints. So I mean, when I were at school, a poster paint it would just literally adding water to the pigment that you got, and you don't even add. You don't add a binder. The water is literally the binder. Yeah. And that's why you don't get particularly good images from it. Now, the difference between that and the proper egg tempera is that you do add a binder, and that's the egg.
Yeah, right.
And painting in egg tempera is a very specialized thing. I've only had a go at it once or twice.
Yeah, not many people use egg tempera anymore.
No,
they do. There are some artists that do, but I don't think it's that common.
There are very few people who do it at all because of the fact that, put it this way, it'll last a lot longer than any oil painting will. Yeah. But the way you have to layer it is incredibly slow. You have to dab paint on bit by bit, let it dry, bit by bit, let it dry, and it takes a long time to build up. But once it's built up, there's nothing like it.
Carrie says it looks pretty, Gracie.
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
Very pink.
Yeah.
Hey, just on subject to pink, you know that White Nights paint, and I trashed that pink colour, and I said it weren't light fast.
Because it's not light resistant. Or...
it's lasted a week, and it's still okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Week 1. I shall keep an eye on it. See how long it lasts. Because normally when it's non-light fast and fugitive, it goes within weeks.
It fades like almost right away.
It fades within weeks.
Oh, okay.
This is I'm going to call this my Elvis gouache. Actually, this paint, Ian, it's got quite a really painterly smell. It's quite
I can't remember what it smells. Only thing I can remember now with gouache is the smell that what I've got has, and it's got like, I don't know. They must have had some sort of lemony smell in it to get rid of that smell. It's not overburdening in any way in that paint.
No. It's not.
It's not like smelling oil paints.
Oh Lord, no. No.
I mean, to be frank, if someone is discomforted by having the smell of what they call it, gouache, then they didn't ought to go in painting. You know, if it over burdens, and they feel ill.
Yeah.
I would say, please do not do
painting
related art, because you're too sensitive for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't have hardly any smell.
None of my watercolors smell.
Sometimes you do get the odd watercolor that has a slight smell, but it's not. It's not as though it's like.
No, it's usually not.
Not as though it's. Most watercolors are inert.
Yeah.
I think the tube watercolors, maybe they have more smell. Well, that's the only kind that you guys use, I guess, right? Or do you use pans? Yeah, I don't know if you sometimes you use pans.
Sometimes.
The only ones I don't use are cakes, because they're what I consider to be children's paints.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I might go down to odd, decent quality student paint,
like
but only some at Cotman paints, the basically equivalent to professional ones.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
But obviously, with professional end stuff, the standards remain the same. I mean, it's got it don't kind of veer off from being high quality, whereas with the student-based paints, you can vary in quality.
Here we go. I can show you something. This was my very first set of really good watercolors that my family bought me when I first started arting, and I've still got it. Do you remember these? Winsor & Newton Cotman in the big one, in a big. This is still my first set.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making a start on watercolor painting, that ain't a bad place to start.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it will be the ultimate place for you.
No.
But it's a good place to start.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I use this all the time, and I still use it, and I've still got quite a good amount of paint.
Once you've done with those, you can always replace.
Yeah.
it with, as you steadily build up, you can always replace them with professional paints, which is what I did with mine.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question.
Holbein. You can put Holbein in there, or
question for Gracie.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Okay, from Carrie. Carrie says, Gracie, why did you paint a line across the tree?
Well, I shall tell you why. Okay. This line will eventually disappear by the end that I've started doing that. It's just because on the picture, on the photograph, it's got a bit of like what looks like a foam, white foam, all the way up the front. But don't fear, that line will eventually go. And I did it quite transparently over the tree. But you, by the end of it, you probably won't see it because I've pulled, excuse me, I would have pulled a lot of the water.
Oh, goodness, we have Paul waiting.
Oh, my goodness. I hope that
we're going to have somebody else on the panel, you guys. They're going to be in the background talking. Paul Korostecki, and he's a friend of mine. I have a vision disability. He has a vision disability also, and he's an art lover. Not an artist, but he really appreciates the arts.
Hello,
Hi, Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hello. Hello.
Hey,
how is everybody?
Good.
Okay, so
nice for you to join us.
Good, Paul.
Hello.
Oh, that's better.
And then I'll put Gracie back on the big screen.
Oh, big screen.
Big screen.
No, put me on a big screen and I'll run away. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing good. And how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Yep.
Happy Earth Day.
Yeah.
Yes. About that. Happy Earth Day.
Yeah.
I've got to say I'm a little bit biased towards Saturn myself. But okay. It's just that it's got them really nice rings around it. You know what I mean? It's a nice color. It's a nice color as well.
Ian.
But okay. Let's put the focus on Earth today.
You know what? The sarcasm is early.
Well, you got to get it in, haven't you?
Need to start to the professionals.
Mrs. Norgus.
Yes, hello. Norgus.
Can you guys see what I'm doing now with this? Because this is the very first time that I've ever painted a waterfall. I mean, this is my second go at it.
So is it a particular waterfall?
It
Do you
looks
know
like,
where it is?
Yeah, there's 3 rows of the waterfall. I'll send you a picture after. And it looks like a Japanese waterfall because it's got like the blossom tree, and then I'll do another blossom tree coming that way. So
Carrie has another question for Gracie.
Okay.
Well, she asks, is the tree underwater?
Well, that's a good question. Well, if you look at the picture, the actual picture, it does have that foamy thing, but don't worry. I mean, I know where you're coming from, but I've only got a certain amount of room on my paper because I haven't got any big paper at the minute. This is the biggest that I could do this on. So there is a little bit of, what do they call it, poetic license.
Is it on a block?
It is, yeah, but it's really small. I'm not used to using this particular size.
Blocks by or whatever you want to call them.
It's
very, very expensive.
Yeah, it's 18 centimeters by 26.
So you have to translate that to our American friends, because you know how they don't know how to do centimeters.
Okay, well,
it's directly across.
7 inches by 10 inches.
Oh, okay.
So
you either know straight away now. You're speaking their language.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So, can you see my dilemma? Because if I put the tree to say, if I painted the tree this back here, I'd hardly have any tree. it'd be like, do you know what I mean? So I had to sort of bring it over in the water area a bit. So, but I mean,
bye, Bud. Bud has to go.
Bye, Bud.
Bye.
You know what? You know what, Ian? I have something to say.
Go on.
Uh-oh.
Fellow Yorkshireman, you say what you have to say.
Go on then.
Yeah, I'm a fellow Yorkshireman, and I'm, in the United States, and I'm an American, and I'm proud of it. But we, us Americans, historically, if I remember correctly, we, how do I put it? We, our measurements were your measurements at one time.
That's right, yeah.
We embraced your system, and now you go to centimeters, so you guys are betraying us.
Ah,
Well, what happened is we in 1971 we joined the European Economic System.
And there's the betrayal.
And that's that. Well, we've left it now, so I suppose we can go back to inches if we want.
Yeah.
I mean, good thing about that is...
Hey, Ian, cat got your tongue?
No.
You're stuttering there.
No, good thing about that is we learn both systems.
Let me have a think about it.
So we learn inches, and we also learn centimeters, so we can work in both.
Yeah, but your packaging does not show both.
No, they can't by law, but they can now because we're not in the EU. We don't have to abide by those EU laws.
Oh, so you're changing?
Well, we may do.
Well, we can do.
I mean, thing is, way I see it, when we've got for large scale, what they call the imperial system is great, miles and things like that, and yards. Whereas when you're talking about small scale stuff, it's better to work in the metric system. It's a lot.
Oh
easier.
yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. When you start talking about centimeters, millimeters,
when you're down to centimeters and millimeters, it's really hard figuring out what 16/8 is. Not you think, what?
Yeah.
Even as a person who's used that all my life, I still struggle to sometimes work what that. Whereas if you just say, "Oh, it's 2 millimeters," you know straight away. It's 2 millimeters. There you go. But
sorry, you carry on.
Yes. Only thing I don't work with very well is the old liquid volume, like gallons and things like that, and quarts, and I don't understand them because we've been brought up with metric liters.
Me too.
Yeah. So
yeah. Wait a minute. Dan, wait a minute. A pint, two pints is a quart. 2 quarts is a half gallon. 4 quarts are a gallon. That didn't come from England?
Yeah, it did. Originally.
Okay.
It's just that we learnt measurements. Thing is, when I was at school, right, they were limiting more and more that we learnt the old system, so that we could all spend time learning the new system. So we're a bit of an hybrid. So we didn't always learn absolutely everything about every type of measurement in old system.
Okay.
Oh, and hello, Goswina. Goswina's here from the Netherlands.
Hello, Goswina.
Hi, Goswina. I mean, it'd be interesting to ask Goswina about this, because obviously they've been in the metric system a lot longer than what we have. I don't know what they used to use. I don't know whether they used imperial at one time of day.
Well, here's the crazy thing. You remember 2 pints being a quart and 2 quarts being a half gallon and so on, right? Okay, so two gallons make 2 half gallons make a gallon, or what is that? 2, 4, 8 quarts, right?
There's 8.
Okay.
8, as far as I understand, there's 8 pints to a gallon. Is that right?
Quarts.
Just ask me because I don't know anything.
See, that's what we always got told. Told that.
Well, you
8 pints to a
okay? Wait a
gallon.
minute. I'm trying to get to a point. So it's 2 quarts. All right, 2 pints is 1 quart. 1 quart means 1/4 of a gallon, right? Yeah. So there'd be 4 quarts to a gallon.
Yeah.
So that's like, is that 12? Is that 12 pints to a gallon then?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then that would be 24 cups. But here's the funny thing. You remember this. So if 4 quarts make a gallon, why did you guys come up with the imperial gallon? That's bigger than the US gallon.
Yeah, because when you took it, right, it's like an inch, for example. If you were to accurately measure an inch, there's a slight difference between the original imperial inch and the inch that you use in America. It's very slight. It's it's less than a 16th.
Okay.
But if you're talking about engineering, a 16th, and if you've got several inches, that could be the difference between that being in the right place or not.
That's an awesome. You know what? That's an awesome answer, man. You're Professor Jackson. How about that?
Well, I know I used to work for an engineering company that traded with American companies, and we always had to like think ahead in that sense, because whenever we did any American work, we had to adapt to that standard. But then again, in engineering,
we have some comments and questions.
I know we're boring people to death, aren't we?
Yeah, and people are starting to take Tylenol because of because they said it's funny that Paul and Ian are arguing, and Carrie said it's funny Ian and Paul are arguing, and Gracie's politely painting.
Well, I'm keeping quiet.
Ian and I are not arguing. We're both from the same region, and we both are sarcastic people, and we're putting on a show.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mystic, she's home now, and she says, Ian, what do you think about the trees and mountains I painted?
I did see them, but the only one that comes to my mind at the moment is the dolphin that.
Oh yeah, the dolphin.
Mystic did. I've got that stuck in my mind.
That's the one that I saw, and she did have mountains in her dolphin picture, which I thought I liked the way she painted them. I like the way she did paint the mountains in her dolphin picture.
I really focused in on the dolphin, but that's each individual, isn't it? We can look at one painting, and we can all look at it in a completely different way. And that's reason why when we do a painting, we should leave a lot of us painting to a person's imagination.
Yeah.
Let them tell their own story. If you rigidly make people look at the narrative and say that's what you need to be thinking, then you've not left any space for your head, your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's the same for music.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think there was a British.
I think there was a British comedian. I can't remember his name. He was a stand-up comedian, and he did a little skit on some songs out there that you could not really make out the words too well, and he would make them up himself and replay the track, and it sounded like those were the words.
I think I know who. What was it? Hugh Laurie. Friar Norrie, because he used.
I don't know. It could have been, but it's real funny. Oh my god!
It might have been Les Dawson. That was funny.
Oh yeah.
Where he's playing the piano and all words are coming out completely wrong.
Well, Yeah, there was one that did it on stage, and he just played little tracks of music in the audience, on stage. Yeah, it's funny. There's a couple Michael Jackson songs, like I can't remember what they were, but yeah.
There was a comedian back 20 years ago, and he was called Freddie Starr, and he was just so. And he would like speed up the tapes, so it went too quick. I know he did that. It could have been him.
So you're absolutely right, Ian, that when you look at art, it's completely different, from everybody else, and so is music. That was the point.
In the chat, we have some fans of sarcasm. Norgus says sarcasm is her middle name, and Mystic Unigon says sarcasm makes the world go round.
Yeah. Do you know what? That could be a great name for a group, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fans of sarcasm.
Leave the sarcasm to the professionals.
Yeah, sarcasm.
Leave the sarcasm to the professionals.
As long as it's not
sarcasm, and then what do you call?
I don't know.
What do you call the band that plays before the main band? What, I forget. Cover band, right?
The warm-up band.
Cover band.
Yeah. So come see Carsasm, and then playing just before that is Zumba Apocalypse.
That would be another good name for a group. Zumba Apocalypse. You know what? I'm going to get onto my music people and see whether they'd like to put a band together.
Ian has
Apocalypse. That could be album name, first cover. So anyway, I've just had a quick look at. I reminded myself of because I see a lot of paintings every day, and I've just reminded myself of Mystic Unigon's painting, and what I'm getting from that, I'm getting a feeling of the Tree of Life.
Ah, the Tree of Life.
Have you ever seen the Art Nouveau version of the Tree of Life?
Yeah.
Where the branches at the bottom are very deliberate and very flowy. Yeah. And then you've got your top of your trees all like greenery.
I'm a fan of Trees of Life paintings.
It reminds me very much of that. So.
Oh, One Mighty R says that they're called the openers. The opening band.
Oh yeah, opening band. Yeah, I suppose that's what they call it, isn't it?
Ian, have you seen one of these? I'm guessing you have.
What is it? An acrylic? Oh, is it a masking thing?
It is. Yeah, that's my very first masking fluid pen thing.
I've never used one before because I always.
Wow, that's a masking fluid pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they don't clog up at the end. That's my problem with them. Do they clog up at the end?
We can give it a go.
I use a special ruling pen that you dip.
Oh yeah.
I just brush it on.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Oh, but I have different size brushes. I have different size foam brushes. Not foam. They're rubber. They're specially for masking fluid.
Molding brushes. They've got a little bit of rubber on end of them.
Yes, they're on soft rubber ends, and they're very easy to clean.
Well, I think I'll use this on another day. I think I need to rehearse that before I use it on camera.
Those brushes are called color shapers.
Wow.
They have a little bit of rubber on end of them, and they act like a brush. They don't hold very much stuff, and they can be quite frustrating. That's why I use one of those ruling pens, and I dip it in, and then it covers it pretty quickly.
To answer Carrie's question, yes, you were right. I messed up the tree, but I've also hidden the tree with a bulldog clip. Haha, see? I failed there, but I've remedied it with a bulldog clip. There you go. Why is it you only ever mess up on camera?
There's no such thing as messing up. You can always
I'm nervous. I messed
Make
up.
an
I'm
adjustment.
nervous.
You should stop being nervous. There's no need for it.
But I'm nervous.
Stop being nervous, Gracie.
Stop being nervous, Gracie.
I'll try.
You know what they say, you are your worst enemy. Everyone, you know.
Oh, I'm the first to admit it. Yeah, I'm my own worst critic for sure.
And we need to stop being that way, you know.
I know.
Because
I know.
how can you others if you can't help yourself? You know, you need to help yourself first, get through that, and paint and share the love, and don't judge yourself.
Yeah.
Goswina is back. Hello, Goswina.
Welcome back, Goswina.
How are you to start a new painting, Goswina? Yeah, thing is right. Nervousness and a lack of self-belief in yourself can totally and utterly crush your creativity.
I'm terrible.
So you've got to work against that.
I know.
I know it's hard, but it's something that artists have to keep fighting against.
I know. And it's like, and I'm 41, and it's like, you think you'd be easier on yourself with you being early middle age. You think at that point, you think you might chill out a bit, but I haven't yet. I'm still, you know, I'm always beating myself up about a painting or.
Well, thing is, at the end of the day, you've got nothing to prove to nobody. What, you know, if somebody comes along and says that painting is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's just in his opinion.
That's their opinion, yeah, exactly. And you could counteract it if you wanted to.
Some people are crushed by it.
Yeah.
Counteract it by saying, well, okay then, you do better.
Oh, I'd love to be able to say that.
What we got here? Gracie, I just didn't know if you wish to dab off the white. Oh, okay.
Can you guys see the white? I'm just kind of struck it, unless it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can easily. It's very.
And One Mighty R, I'm answering your question. I'm trying to type it in. One Mighty R's question is, what do we all use for our thumbnails? I'm typing in my answer. What do you all use for your thumbnails?
Thumbnails.
YouTube thumbnail covers.
I
use my thumbnails to bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm answering your question, One Mighty R. Hold on.
It's not looking too bad.
I'm a advanced thumbnail creator. What I do is I get the photo of what it is that I've been painting, and then I take it into something like Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then I put a little bit of writing on it saying, this is a fluffy bunny rabbit, or so, you know what I mean? Part one. And then I just put it up like that, and that's all you really need for thumbnail. You don't have to, it's not a major piece of artwork.
It is very important. It's the top two most important content. Thumbnails and titles. If you don't have a good thumbnail or title, nobody's going to click. Nobody's going to click and watch your video. Thumbnails and title, top two most important things that go hand in hand for content. That's included in content. Most important in your content.
Yeah, but just take into account how big a thumbnail is. They're not going to see. It's not going to be Sistine Chapel, is it? It's a tiny little picture. So don't like spend hours and hours and hours and hours on it. Just be succinct and to the point. This is a painting.
Simple and bold is better. Yes, simple and bold. That's right.
What's more important is the lettering underneath it, the title.
Oh, title goes hand in hand with its importance with thumbnail. Title is very important. Yes.
But
you could put naughty pictures for your thumbnail. That'll get you a lot of clicks.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody's going to distrust you after that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, clickbait. You could clickbait, but in the long run, is it going to get you long-term people coming in and looking at it?
No. Yeah, I'm just kidding around.
Oh, no, I mean, well, taking it apart from what you just said there, people do that in a more subtle way, and you go on and you think, how is this thumbnail anything to do with what you're showing me in the video? And it gets really annoying, that, especially if it's something that I'm wanting to spend time learning. It's real. It gets my goat, and then if people do that on more than one occasion, I think, do you know what? I'm not going to watch this person again. In fact, that's one of the things that makes me unsubscribe to people, if they're not honest about the thumbnails and what they're stating.
Right.
As this is what I'm going to show you. That's why I'm always very careful with my paintings and my videos, that I state specifically what it is I'm doing. There's no clickbaiting. It's, look, I'm going to look at this process. Now, if somebody misunderstands that, then fair enough. I've not been to the point enough with them. But on the whole, it's not a good thing to put words in that don't really in fact, actually, it's considered now by YouTube to be a community. They're looking very dimly at things like that now. And we know how YouTube can very easily just click you off if you're using clickbait too much. So
I'm just doing the top parts where it's a bit foamy, because if you, it's just kind of foamy bits at the top, and I'm just holding it like that, and I'm literally just doing some really good fine lines, just stroking it upwards. So you're holding it like that.
So do I take it where it's all fluffy?
Here. Hi, grayscale painting.
So do I take it where you've had where it all is fluffy and cloudy, like that's where it's hitting the ground?
Yeah.
Are you going to show that in your painting so that it looks grounded?
Well, I was going to put some rocks in it, but I was a bit scared to put rocks.
Well, just do it in an impressionistic one-stroke way and then leave it.
What you mean? See, this is, I've not really done. See, this is why I should. This is why, if I do a request, I should really think about. Hey, can you describe what you were just saying, and then I might get it again?
Well, you see where your clouds are, that one in the middle?
Yeah.
Where it's frothing up at the bottom of that, I would expect to see a little bit of rock.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I can try.
But don't dibby dabby with it. Just very basically get a watercolor and just go voo, 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 like that. One stroke, done.
Which brush would you use? That one?
A big brush. And do it all in one stroke and leave it.
Would you use a mop brush or a flat brush?
Yeah, a mop.
Yeah.
Either one of those two, but don't dibby dabby with it. Just create a randomly shaped rock kind of surface.
So if it's rocks,
one mighty R. Hold on, one mighty R. Before you go, I just wanted to say that Fonto can only be used on a mobile device. So if that's what, depends what you're creating your thumbnail on. So Canva, yeah, if you're on a non-mobile device, Canva or PicMonkey. But if you're on a mobile device, Fonto is what I was using. PHO, that's only for mobile device. Just wanted to let you know that. Okay, all right, bye.
Before you start, no.
I couldn't do that. You see?
I'm saying don't just use brown. It needs a bit of blue in it. But
all right, go on then. Tell me what to do.
You know where that cloud in the middle is? Don't matter, leave it now. Don't try faffing about it once you've put it on.
Right.
You'll ruin it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, You could just about see that. That doesn't look too bad.
So that puff of white there,
Yeah.
just underneath that, you need a little bit of rockiness that's exactly the same shape as that.
I'm just kind of scared to.
You know where outer edge of that puffy cloud at bottom is. You just need a little bit of. In the middle, you've got like a little puffy cloud of white, haven't you?
There. Which one? Because that's my blue.
No, in the middle. Where is the middle? Middle. Go up now. Up. There's a there.
Oh,
underneath that, you just need to darken it.
Right. Okay.
And bring it off a little bit.
Okay. Right.
And that will make it look as though it's hitting that, and that's why it's puffing there.
Okay.
Otherwise, it just don't make any sense in the painting.
Well, it is me painting it, so.
Well, I suppose if you want to look at it from a surreal viewpoint, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, some people like surreal.
Little bit below.
If we've got what other colour apart from burnt umber? That looks like burnt umber to me.
Well, what are you doing? Burnt umber and blue makes a deep dark colour.
Oh, okay. So I need to get my palette out.
Well, Mystic Unigon says, watching Gracie's making her want to do watercolor painting.
Mm.
Well, Mystic, I thought you already do watercolor painting.
Oh my goodness!
I guess she means it's making her want to paint one now.
Paint now. Well, really? there's no saying that you can't do a painting while you're watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. See, like Mystic
in saying that, I do find if I'm doing a painting while I'm watching a live video, I'm not concentrating as much as if I watch it back later. Because I can stop, do whatever I've got to paint, and then let the video move on a bit more.
I'll tell you what, guys, there's nothing like making a mistake on camera when you're nervous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but look at the Bobinator.
How's that colour?
What did the Bobinator say about mistakes?
Happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents. It don't matter. Use them. Turn them into a feature within your painting.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to ever be able to, very few people are going to be able to say, "Oh, look at that accident! Terrible."
Terrible. It sucks.
Gracie,
it's not a mistake. It's an adventure.
Okay, thank you.
Gracie.
Hello.
Do you know the movie Anger Management?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the saying "Goose Frava"?
What?
Yeah.
In the movie Goose Frava, they're all like have to calm down and say "Goose Frava."
Yeah, I know.
So take a deep breath and say "Goose Frava" and just paint your little heart out. And don't listen to Ian; he makes you nervous.
No, I'm nervous anyway.
I'm trying to push an emotional limit. That's right. I'm pushing her emotional limit. So
I painted the water. I don't know my bottom from my top, so hey.
Some artists actually thrive on being nervous. It gives them a type of energy that helps them to express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, coach.
I'm only saying what other coach. That's a fairly American expression.
You almost sound like a football coach, and I'm talking about American football, not that soccer stuff.
We don't tend to have coaches in England. We have managers.
You have managers, don't you?
Yeah. Although it is changing that, we do have people who are they are the managers, but they're more involved in being the coaching side of things. So it is changing that in British football now, which is strange. Some people prefer a manager and some people prefer a coach.
Well, the way things are going right now, I don't think we'll have any of them.
Oh no, there's none of the above at the moment. I mean,
has a comment for Ian. She says, Ian, she goes further on the painting of the kingfisher tomorrow.
All right. Oh, I thought you finished it, Goswina. No, I saw a picture on Facebook that looked like you'd finished it. But there you go.
Well, that's all I'm doing for that. That just suggests a line of frocks. Okay. Don't say anything, Ian.
Okay. I mean,
you could be like my girl Lisa, and whatever you said, and say that I made an executive decision and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Exactly what he said.
There's something you do in this painting that you did better in this painting than you did in the other practice one. Is then on the top of the waterfalls. I like it. It looks like mountains in the distance.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But apart from the tree underwater, I was just thinking, oh, God, what's
Goswina, because it's International Earth Day, she's been getting her priorities right and dealing with the garden.
Oh,
yeah.
Good idea.
I've done.
And I love the hand gesture, Gracie.
I've done my bit for Earth Day. I've concreted a bit of land. That don't need to be catered for now.
You didn't kiss it though, did you? The ground?
No, I didn't. No, it's not one of the things I intend on doing either. Unless unless the ground's made out of Jaffa cakes.
Oh well, there you go.
You know, I'll do help for a Jaffa cake.
I'm glad you said that. A good joke. Oh, I was about to have a heart attack then, Ian.
No, you don't.
Suggesting rocks.
Art is interesting and it can stimulate the mind and all sorts of things, but it's not worth having an heart attack over.
True. Oh my goodness.
I'm on Gracie's side.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
I like the hand gesture when you were telling him to not say anything. It was like, sort of.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
You sort off, Ian Jackson. Just sort off.
Oh, they do say body language is important, don't they? Oh God.
Yay.
And it's all over. We'll have a pint together. Oh shit! Pubs are closed.
You'll have to introduce us to some of your American lager.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the John Smiths that you said you were going to send me.
Oh, I wish we could get it out at country at the moment. Everything that's from this country is banned in America now, isn't it? So.
Wait. Oh no, because I need a favor from you.
Oh.
I need a favor from you or Gracie or anybody in England that knows me that goes to Costco.
Oh yeah, we go to Costco. Yeah.
Because I need OXO cubes, like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, you can get OXO cubes anywhere.
No, not in the States. There's only one place that I can get OXO cubes from the States, and they limit me. And this isn't because of the coronavirus, because I bought these things a long time ago. There's a place called the British shop or some British food shop.
And you got a Tesco's there.
No.
They have
So this place that I get the place I get the OXOs from are very, very expensive. So I need my international connection, if you know what I mean, and go to Costco and buy my OXO cubes. Tell me how much I owe you plus shipping, and I'll pay you through PayPal.
Well, I could do that, or if Mr. Jackson. I don't
And
know.
the reason why I mentioned Costco is because Costco is all big. So I want two 84 cube size OXOs, one beef and one chicken.
Mm.
You can't send food through the mail.
Oh, that
Yeah, you can.
I've got no idea, actually.
I've got no
Send
guarantee
me a
that
care
it will
package.
get to you.
Okay, I guess. But I guess they always ask me, is it perishable, fragile, something? And I thought if it was perishable, I thought you weren't allowed. I don't know for sure. I thought you weren't allowed to send it.
They're OXO cubes. It's beef bouillon in a cube. They're not perishable.
Ah, right. Okay.
It's not like something that's a fresh food.
Yeah. I didn't know what. I didn't know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, bouillon. So yeah, they're not perishable.
See, I do cook. I do cook, and I make a mean gravy, and it ain't the same without OXO.
Have you looked at a Knorr?
No, Knorr sucks.
A stock cube. A Knorr stock cube.
I know. I tried it. I tried them. It sucks.
Yeah, they're not quite as good, are they?
No, see my OXO. OXO. Give it to me.
Yeah.
You can actually get, rather than those cubes, you can get like a bowl, like of OXO that's like already granulated.
Now
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that, but I like my cubes. Thank you.
Prefer your cubes?
Yes, I want my cubes.
He's a cube man. There you go.
And Costco has the package where there's 84 of them, and I know it's been a few years when I went to visit there and bought them, but they're like 10, 15 pounds for 84 cubes. That's cheap.
Yeah.
No way. Do you know how in a normal standard box you get?
No, this is looking good.
You get about 16, maybe 12 cubes
12.
in a standard box, right? 12.
Yeah.
But in a standard box, you can get an extra large box, which is, but that box will cost around about £1 a box per box.
Yeah, and I'm paying. I paid you're what, around $1.35 a pound, roughly $1.40.
Sounds about
What is a direct
exchange?
Exchange, yeah. Probably
British pound.
Yeah.
The British pound is what, about $1.40?
It's recently, under normal circumstances, when we've got, but it's come down to about $1.17.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I got that low. Well,
I don't know
pay.
if it's raised back up or not, but
Okay, that 12 cube box that I bought at British food shops costed me
Splatter. No,
almost 5 pounds.
right, £4.
4 to 5 pounds. Yeah, for that one box.
I mean, that's
and
like
then I had to pay shipping. So I know that it's better to go to England. If I could get on a bloody plane and fly over there, I would.
Pound for pound, it's cheaper.
No, it's not. You said that you pay £1 a box.
No, I mean, pay actually flying over here, and if it's per box, it's cheaper to actually fly over here, buy it, and come back with it.
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah.
But that's that's ridiculous. Well, that's. I mean, it's exactly the same.
2 weeks. Mystic Unigon says it's going to probably take 2 weeks shipping.
Yeah.
I don't care if it takes 2 months.
He wants his OXO cube.
I've got to say, OXO is real. I mean, I like to have it as a drink.
Yeah, when you're sick, it's good for you. Maybe it'll cure the coronavirus.
Well, there you
Well,
go.
well, we're not making any claims about that, but back in the old days, people used to have broths like that made from the gravies of like meat, and they used to drink that when they had a cold.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I used to be a caregiver, we used to make this old. He was a colonel in the army, and he was called Eric. And he every night before he went to bed, I would always make him his. You know, you can drink Marmite. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah.
It's similar, but it's not as nice.
No, he used to have that. I remember. Because I remember making it every single night. And he would sit there and happily drink it, and I'm just like,
do you not have Bovril?
That I've had it when I was a kid and I didn't like it, but I think we could get Bovril. It would be hard. I would have to find. I don't think I can get that at British online. That British food shop, but there is a pub out here near me that has a little small pantry, and they got little things. They might have Bovril, but they don't have Oxa.
Wow. I mean, it's an international product, Oxa, so I don't understand why you'd have a problem unless it's because of trying to restrict things coming into the USA.
No, I don't see you mailed me a painting that you painted for me. I think you can send me a care package. I don't think there's a problem with that.
An Oxa care package.
Well, we'll have to see. We might be able to see if we can do a trade off with Jolly Ranchers.
No, Jaffa
Well,
cake.
that's fine. Whatever. I mean, because I've got a PayPal set up, so if you have PayPal, I can. You know, it's. But I'll PM you later with the details, and then you just let me know, and then let me know the price and the shipping, and then I'll throw a little extra in there so you can get a pint and say cheers, Paul.
Well, only issue is I've got at the moment is we're not allowed out for doing any other than basic shopping. At the moment.
You're allowed to go to the post office.
Well, our post offices are shut.
Yes, that's true.
You know, you're in America, what you're calling a shutdown, and you're all moaning about, oh no, our civil rights.
Everything is shut down except post offices, banks, everything is shut down, but post office is essential.
Well,
no, the mail is essential.
Yeah.
The post
and if you want to mail
our local post office has been shut down. I mean, it barely opens. Anyway.
I feel sorry.
Wow, that's bad.
But it's not that. It's going to the shops and actually going and buying anything in bulk.
Yeah.
They don't like you doing it at the moment. So
that's true.
It don't matter what it is.
So you're saying that
one of the like looking at you as if to say, "Are you overbuying?"
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. You're telling me that Costco is not open over by you?
We don't have any Costco's.
Yes, you do.
There aren't in our area. If I went,
there is.
I go to.
There's one by Leeds.
Yeah, but Leeds is quite a distance away. I wouldn't travel all that way.
Oh my God, how far, Ian? Yeah, compared to our country, that's nothing.
Yeah, I know, but it is an hour's journey on a train.
Well, yeah, because your roads are like not straight like ours. They're all crooked, all over the place, going around in circles.
Well, that's why we have a train service, but it takes about an hour even on train to get to Leeds. And, at this moment in time, the train services are just for people who critical workers. There's nobody in towns at all at the moment. The ghost towns. Leeds is empty.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is. And they're starting to ramp it up even more by saying, by having police at train stations and saying what you're doing out. And it's not something that I went out today to get some essential shopping in, right? Just bits that were needed. And I felt bad about going out then.
Mm-hmm.
So
How far is Leeds from you?
80 miles.
80.
Yeah. Remember,
Oh,
I'm in South Yorkshire. Leeds is in top end of West Yorkshire.
Okay, yeah, I realize that. I just didn't realize it was that far. But you know what? When I go see my eye doctor, I drive 80 miles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In
So it's
America,
not
that's
that big.
nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why you've got big, gigantic cars that you can travel for hours and hours and hours in. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes
Oh my
wonder.
God.
Behave.
I just want my OXO, please. I just want my OXO. Don't make it.
We can get you some OXO. It's just it might be a while before we can set something like that up.
Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait and be patient.
Maybe in a couple of months' time, when it's all calmed down and things start to get back to normal, if we've not gone into the Zumba apocalypse.
Yeah.
But we might be able to set something up to send things. So it shouldn't be a problem. It's just at the moment I'm not sending anything to anybody at all.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not even sending any artwork out to anybody.
Okay,
So,
Gracie, next week's painting, I want you to paint a table with some nice lace on it and paint an OXO box on the table until Ian can hook me up.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. A three-dimensional image of the OXO box.
Yeah, a big one. A big one.
Oh, Carrie has a comment. She says, I think this is my favorite live stream ever.
Oh. Hey, do you know?
Thank you.
Your name, Kerry, reminds me of an old game, an old computer game.
Wow.
Splinter Cell.
I don't remember. What kind of name? What kind of game?
It's called Splinter Cell.
I've never.
You had like there were special operations soldiers, and you had control of about 4 of them. They all had different technical abilities, and you had to like get them through this like field of various different obstacles to end point, and it was called Splinter Cell.
I did wonder about where she got that name from. I've often thought, what is that?
But a splinter cell is any organisation that breaks off from another organisation. You know, a splinter cell.
There you go. Well,
that could be a name of a band too.
Yeah,
it probably has been over years. Probably we don't.
Zumba Apocalypse, Sarcasm.
No, these are his first 3 albums. Everybody, we're going to form a band.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which one's going to be first one? Zumba Apocalypse or what other one? Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. We have to do sarcasm because that one sets the pace.
Word, too much sarcasm.
Leave the sarcasm to the professionals. There you go.
I think we should put sarcasm first to set the tone.
Yeah. Are we a rock band or are we a blues rock band?
Rock band.
We can be both. We could be like Leonard Skinner.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly what he said.
And by the way, everybody, anybody who don't know Leonard Skinner, right?
Yeah.
It's not a person, it's a band.
Yeah.
First time I heard of Leonard Skinner, right? I thought, oh, is it a person who plays music?
Yeah, it's a band.
No, it's a band.
It's
called Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner plays rock and roll and blues all together. They're like a bluesy rocking band.
I'm thinking, you know, to get all millennial people in on the vibe, I think we should mix it up with a bit of acid house.
Do you remember do you remember the song Free Bird?
Yeah.
Free Bird, yeah.
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner. One of their
That's Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Freebird. Yes. Mystic has a comment. She says somebody needs to paint a picture of a bowl of Jolly Ranchers until Ian can actually get some.
Yeah.
Well, it's really weird because the only Jolly Ranchers we ever got were in like a sealed packet.
Yeah. That's all I remember. Excuse me.
And they were like lozenges.
Goswina
Like-
said, Gracie, how is your paper?
My paper, actually.
Your new paper. I mean, your new paper.
Mm.
Does she mean the one I'm painting on?
I don't know what. I don't know, Goswina. What is it? I don't know what she means. What do you mean, Goswina?
Very good. This is my new paper. I would undo, but I want to keep the tree so it's not in the water because the bulldog clip saved my tree. See? There you go. It's Artist paper. It's in a block. And it's £90 in weight, so that means it's very thin. And this is how thin it is. That's my first one. I don't know if I'm going to do my first.
Hot pressed?
Good Lord, no. It's cold press.
No. Is it cold press, is it? £90 cold press. So do you feel that it's benefited it by it being what it is? Or would you think it might have been better off painting on a different type of paper? Or...
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, what do you feel? Do you think this may have been better off painted on that another type of paper if you'd have had the choice?
If I had the choice again, and I might actually do that, I might, because I've got because I was running really low on arches, and I've only got 2 other pads, which was Bockingford and Cats and Montvale for practicing, because that's like £3, which is like cheap as chips for us, isn't it? And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've used much worse. So I would probably go for this brand. This is an empty pad. I upcycle the pads for painting boards. I would honestly, I would use this one. Now I know lots of artists don't like this paper. People this paper like this, but honestly, I've done some of my most better pictures on this paper than because I think sometimes, especially when I'm nervous on camera, because everybody knows Gracie gets nervous, but I sometimes feel as if it's a bit of a hindrance to paint on really posh paper, because you don't want to ruin it. You know, you don't want it to buckle. You don't want it to, and I just feel as if it might have hindered me today by using the Mercedes-Benz of paper rather than using, say, what name
Fiesta.
Thank you. Well, I didn't want to be the one who said it, but
Not wrong with Ford Fiestas.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'm just trying
to care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You gotta let it go, Gracie. Let it all go. You got a lot of stuff to let go, baby.
I tell you, a shrink would have a field day with me.
Gracie,
at the end of the day, it's just paper. So relax, goose brava.
I know. It's just the thing, when you're on YouTube and you see all these amazing artists, Ian, Diana, you know, everybody, all the big YouTubers, and you sort of sit there and you're trying to do this painting and you're thinking, well, I won't swear because this is daytime broadcast, but you think, blimey heck, am I ever going to reach, you know, am I ever going to reach that level?
After 9 o'clock,
you will in time, and I think you're already there.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
so anyway, Gracie,
that's my favourite one. That one.
What you need to do, Gracie, is think about this. You were Red 6, right? And you're going in on Death Star run, right?
Yeah, that'll help.
You're going in on Death Star run. You're Red 6 going in, right? You got to loosen up, because if you don't loosen up, you'll crack into Death Star. And
exactly.
Loosen up.
I know.
Okay. Let go. Remember what Obi-Wan said?
What was it Obi-Wan said? Oh. Yes, that's right. No, you're right. I agree with you. Yeah.
Let go, Luke. Gracie.
I know.
Let go, Gracie.
It's funny. My brother. Don't say it like that, Ian. Don't say it like that.
Why?
See, my brother, I'm 40 and he's 45. My brother is complete opposite of me. He's Mr. Laid Back. He's Mr. Chill. He doesn't give a toss about. But I'm completely the opposite. I worry about every darn thing known, you know, and I'm like always hard on myself. So maybe I should just like take, you know, after my brother, I should just kind of.
You should be concerned about the quality of your art. Yeah, that's a great thing to be concerned about. But don't be like nitpicking about everything in your creative life. Don't. Just let it go. It's not worth wasting your emotional time over.
No, that's true. I mean, I think
if people don't like your expression, that's fair enough to them.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah.
Carrie has a comment for Gracie. She says, she says, your soul is beautiful, so is your art will be beautiful. Oh no, she said that after that, and then she said, Gracie, your art is an expression of your soul. You can't compare your art to anyone else's because the soul is not the same.
That's
Exactly.
Bingo.
Kerry, I don't think Gracie needs marijuana. I really don't think she needs it.
Hey, can I tell you a very quick story? I had a very rich friend. He was yeah, I know. No, I mean really.
That's where you're getting all your flipping arches paper from.
There you go. And well, no, he's dead. I can't get arches from a dead man. He died a couple of years back.
All right. Oh, so you've inherited it, have you?
No, I wish. Hey, do you think I mean, God, if I had money, I would definitely buy a house in America because I love America. I've always wanted to go. Anyway, this
250,000 for a tiny little basement flat.
Well, that would be fine for me, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I used to friend this artist, and I've now forgotten the point now. Oh yeah. He used to go out to. He used to live in California. He was American, and he would go to the marijuana shop like you do. And honestly, he used to buy like $100 worth of the stuff, and he would just like give a wodge of money, and that would be it. And then he gets some like freebie like marijuana. I mean, that is cool. You have to admit that is cool.
You weren't one of his drug mules, were you?
No, of course I wasn't. No. I just said I've never been to America. He's from America.
Hi, JCT. Welcome.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
True story.
Yeah.
One of mafia guys.
No, he wasn't a mafia.
He went to Colombian drugs baron, were he?
No, he was an artist and a photographer. Yeah, very, very. He was. I mean, his art wasn't my style. Well, it was abstract, but I get abstract more now that I've actually taken up art than I did before. I kind of appreciate abstract more. I don't know if you guys like abstract art. I have no idea. There's a question.
She's anxious like you are, Gracie.
Thank you, JCT.
And I'm almost as anxious as you. And sometimes sometimes live streaming when I do art, I'm like, oh goodness, yes.
So why should anxiety be a negative? Why can't you use that nervous energy to splurge out and give expressive meaning to your painting?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
If you've got all that pent-up energy in you, use it.
Yeah, I mean, this artist friend that I had, he kept this painting, right? I mean, I wouldn't have had it given, quite honestly. It was just like splatters of paint. And I'm not joking. It was worth $3.2 million. He was offered it. And he said, no. And he said, no, I don't want to sell. I'm not selling it. You could have got $3.2 million for that piece of, like the that thing that was duct taped to the wall, that banana thing,
Oh yes, that was in mid-December. The banana duct taped to the wall. I made a video in reaction to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
see,
that's just provocation art, isn't it? At the end of the day. It's there to provoke you, and we all fell into it. Yeah. But I mean, I've recently done a counteractive piece where I duct taped some toilet roll to the wall.
Toilet roll.
Mine is more culturally significant now than what theirs is.
Controversial.
Hello, Kevin Helming, and hello, AP Craft 24.
Hello, Kevin. Should I do what Dog says, Diana? You're looking above average today.
And we have a new visitor, AP Craft 24.
Oh,
what percentage?
Yeah, what percentage?
Yeah, we need facts, figures, and other technical data to know exactly how much better we are.
Well, this is it. And Dog used to say this was my favourite one. He used to say, "You're looking lovely as ever." And did you do something different to your hair, dear? I thought that was the funniest. Did you do something different to your hair, dear?
Do you know, I do that with my hair every day. I put it in a slightly different position, but nobody notices.
Kevin already.
What you mean, like you comb it out, like comb it a different sort of?
No, I just move it about with my hands a little bit. My hair is so short that I don't need a comb.
Oh, there you go.
What is that? The 2 or 3 hairs on the top of your head?
Yeah, I mean, literally, you'll be lucky. 2 or 3. Hair on my head's an endangered species. I make Yul Brynner look like a man with a lot of hair. And all 20-somethings, millennials and all that lot are saying, "Who's Yul Brynner?"
Yeah.
Look him up.
Yeah, Google it. There you go.
Google it. Yul Brynner. Actually, he were in one of my all-time favourite films, Westworld.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Carrie asks, you mean like Charlie Brown?
Hey?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, that's me, Charlie Brown.
That's exactly right, Carrie Splinter. Like Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Who would be my mate? What did they call her?
Yeah, the 2, 3 hairs on the top of your head.
Did he only have one hair?
Yeah, he has like 3 hairs on the top of his head.
Has he got 3? Right. No, he's got way too
Your
much
mate.
hair. His mate. Pepper somewhat over another. Not
Peppa Pig?
No!
Oh, Peppermint Patty is the one that had a crush
Patty.
on her, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Peppermint. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Peppermint. Okay, Peppermint.
Yeah.
Peppermint Patty had a crush on Charlie Brown, but Charlie Brown had a crush on the red-haired girl.
Yeah.
That's it. What was she called? What was she called? Yeah. Oh dear.
I can't remember her name.
No.
I can't remember her name.
Alzheimer's.
Carrie's gonna look it up.
Well done. Yep, there you go.
Now we're looking at all flipping Charlie Brown characters.
Charlie
So
Brown.
who would be the dog?
Snoopy.
Snoop.
They actually. I think in the original cartoons, she was always called the little redhead girl, but they recently made a movie on theaters a year ago, and she was in it, and I think they revealed her name, but I can't remember.
No.
I like the dog for Charlie Brown. It is. It's a classic cartoon, Snoopy.
I love it. Do you remember Dastardly and Muttley? The little dog, the tiny little.
Can't do that. I don't know.
I love that one. Yeah. Showing off.
I looked it up. Charlie had 1 hair.
Hey? I thought he only had 1 hair. See, that's that. What do they call it? Syndrome. Who was that person who led South Africa? President of South Africa. Mandela syndrome.
Mandela
syndrome, right?
Yeah.
If we get into his mind that he had, Charlie Brown had 3 hairs on his head, that's what we think it is. In reality, he only had 1. That's an example of Mandela syndrome.
There you go.
Oh my God.
We start thinking a particular way.
Out there. Wow, you're just way out there, dude.
Yeah.
No, look it up. It's really
Exactly what he
interesting. It's a syndrome where people think that something is some way, but it isn't. It's just the way it's being portrayed.
Yeah.
The Mandela effect or Mandela syndrome or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, Mandela effect. Okay.
Mandela effect.
So when people are looking at art and looking at it in different ways, you're saying that's a Mandela effect?
Sometimes, yeah. If
Okay.
somebody puts something forward and misconstrued something, we all start thinking in that kind of a way.
Like the king's clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like that, yeah.
Yeah.
See, we're getting deep on Diana's channel. Getting deep with Diana.
Well,
I might
that's all up to Diana, really.
Yeah, I think you might want to rephrase that a bit, Paul. I think you might want to rephrase that.
Oh, you have a dirty mind, Gracie.
No, that's your dirty mind. That's your dirty mind, Gracie. See, you Brits,
British smugness.
you Brits are cheeky. See, Americans, we're not cheeky.
Oh,
British smut. That's all that is. She's watched way too much Carry On films.
I could say
actually, to be honest, I can't stand the Carry
I could say diving deep with Diana. Then there's no confusion.
I think it was weird.
Oh my God!
No, I guess. Oh, that's right. You guys all have your mind in the gutter.
No, sorry, I don't.
It takes one to know one. No.
Way too many things in
You guys were laughing at what I said, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize you could take it a different way. That would that too.
See, now you got Carrie all confused in the chat. She missed it. She thinks it was a naughty comment. See what you started, Gracie?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Carrie, it's one of them things that you're going to have to go back and watch.
Oh dear. Sorry.
As an example.
I apologize. I'll try and keep this PG rated.
Cheeky little bugger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
See, Americans are polite and we're just cheeky. There you go.
Well, we're allowed to.
That's very true. Very true.
Us in Britain, we're older statesmen now, so we're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
We're like that old embarrassing uncle that you've got.
You mean I'm the elder?
Now don't you start making fun of Uncle Sam. I'm a patriot, damn it.
No. I said we are us in Britain. We're like that old embarrassing uncle that you've got who says little bits of naughty things now and again. You go, oh dear.
Yeah. Oh, this took a turn.
Carrie says she's going to watch this whole thing on a replay to watch it twice because she's crying, laughing.
Oh, there you go.
See what we created, and don't forget to like this live stream.
If you like this,
they've been doing. There's 11 wonderful people in the chat and 13 thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you like this, shameless plug. We're on Friday as well.
Oh yeah, with Mr. Ian Jackson.
Friday, the same
Friday, and then on the panel on Friday we have Ian, myself, and Gracie, and Paul.
And anybody else who wants to come on.
Paul can join us, and we can do this again on Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Paul may or may not be there, but there will definitely be the three of us. Gracie, Ian's painting, and Gracie and I are in the background.
And I'll be painting, so I'll be a little bit quieter, although nonetheless controversial.
Somehow I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that.
Controversy is the fruit of life.
Yes.
And we have a special feature as well.
Oh.
What's that special feature?
Hold on. No, carry on.
Well, you've been going on it for a long time now. You ought to know.
Go on then.
Rant of the week.
What? Oh, rant of the week. That's right.
Rant of the week.
Can you do that
again?
We don't
know what it is yet.
Wow, we've gone way over time.
Yeah. And we've
are we talking end of program now, then?
end of program.
Almost. Did Gracie finish painting? Yes, right?
I finished painting 10 minutes ago.
Diana! I got
I was pretty sure she finished painting. I just wanted, her hands were still like fiddling around the painting. I was pretty sure she finished painting.
Go on, Diane, get with the program.
Hey, I got a vision disability.
we all love you. We all love you, Diana. You're just precious.
Hey, look,
Everything. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, so to sum this up, I need to chill out and Diana needs to keep up with the program.
Yeah, and I need to shut up.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Gaswina.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And if anybody forgets about the time on Friday, in case they wanted to join us on Friday, check my About section. It's in my About section.
And just remember, it's always
my video and live streaming schedule.
It's always Diane's time.
Yeah.
Always Eastern Standard Time.
For UK residents, it's 9:00 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, for example, Goswina, if Goswina were going to watch it, it's going to be 10 o'clock her time.
Yeah.
In the USA, you'd have to check Diane's time and calculate it from there.
Which is 2 p.m. my time.
Oh.
Diane's East Coast, isn't she?
Yeah, I'm East Coast. I think he's Central.
That's right. You're Central. Now, there's two, isn't there, in Central? There's Central, and there's one next to it, isn't there?
There's two more.
Mountain.
Mountain time.
And Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific. Thing is, I go by the 15-degree thing.
Oh, God. Now, why you got to make it complicated again? I'm going by the 15-degree. We have 4 central time zones. That's all you need to know.
Exactly. Yes. There we go. I've written it down.
That makes it that you're 2 times larger than what you are.
Well, you can talk to Canada about that too, because they have the same thing.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Canada splits theirs off to mountain time, don't they?
Yes.
You're split off to central, but some of your states use mountain time. It's not all consistent. Some do, some don't.
Well, you gotta follow the whatever. Oh my God, you're bringing me back to grade school. Which line is vertical? Longitude? It's longitude, right? The longitude lines match up. You know, the world is not flat, Ian. It's round. Okay, so it's going to change.
It changes every 15 degrees.
Okay, you're on camera now.
Now you're getting complicated, Ian.
It's very, very simple, this, right? There's 24 hours. 24 hours in a day, right? We all agree on that. 24 hours.
I don't agree.
Do you not agree? How many hours is there in a day? Then?
Okay, I agree.
Go on.
You agree. 24 hours in a day, right? 360 degrees in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. 24 divided by 360 is 15 degrees. There your lines of latitude. Line.
Okay. So when you do the 15 degrees at the equator, that's different than further north, right?
No, that's longitude.
Yeah, but that's how we do the time zones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But one of them, the one that's the up and down facing, they are 15 degrees. And it's almost, because the Earth is almost a circle, it's not quite a circle. It's exactly the same there. It's 15 degrees of latitude.
Okay.
Although the Earth is slightly squashed.
Right. It's not a perfect sphere.
It's not a perfect circle.
No, because when you get to the North Pole, each degree, 15 degrees, is going to be real tiny.
Yeah, it will do, yeah. It's not distance, it's degree of. If you go through the line of the pole, it's where it kind of angles off.
Okay.
It doesn't matter about how long that distance is at the top. It's irrelevant. It's still the degrees like that. Yeah. So we had to do this in architecture. It's really complicated. I did architecture, and when you do use a theodolite and things like that, you have to know about exactly where your degrees of angle are, and it's very complicated.
Apparently,
and things are gonna get messed up soon because Diana, you and I are gonna be in the same time zones every 6 months of the year.
Ah.
Why are they altering it?
Well, we're not gonna. We went to whatever daylight savings time.
yes.
There's a proposal out there that the central is not going to change back.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
The thing is, at the end of the day, they had that because when they were all set up originally, light weren't readily available. Nowadays, cities are lit up all the time. So it don't matter about daylight saving time, does it? It's irrelevant.
Yeah, well, they came up with that because of the farmers, I guess,
Yeah,
for the kids and the
right.
schools.
That's how they came up with summer vacation too.
I
Oh,
don't know.
apparently we have Phil Collins on the panel.
No,
Ian's profile looks like Phil Collins, says Grayscale.
I'm feeling right tonight.
Copyright.
No, just
Gonna get
something that I've made up just at this very moment. I've got no idea about any bloke called Phil Collins at all, ever.
You're going to get a copyright strike for that, dude.
Listen, if my singing is considered to be singing a copy of any kind of music, I'll stand hanging of it Drop of York. There's no way my vocal performance could in any way be considered singing. Maybe at the football match, maybe, but not anywhere else, I can assure you.
Ian, if you ever want to laugh, go to Iron Dog's live stream because he sings Happy Birthday like you've never heard it in your life. You have to go and watch it. It's hilarious.
Go on your birthday then.
Yeah, but happy birthday is there's a rule out there. It's not protected.
Oh,
well, it was written over 100 years ago, so it's
my goodness.
Like a lot of the Christmas carols, they can also be put on because they're out of copyright.
Yeah.
I believe in the US, generally, the general rule of thumb is 100 years, right, after a person's death. But in the USA, I think it's 75 years.
How do you know this?
Yeah.
Because I watched a program the other day about people being caught out.
Oh, I've heard about it. If it's been in 100 years in circulation, then 100 years? There's a 100-year rule. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what, Ian? I think when you were born, you came out of an encyclopedia, dude.
I might have done. I don't know. No, I came out of an egg like what they call him off of Nanu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Some kid had to go to the library and,
I would have loved to have come out of an egg like that.
Maybe that's
alternatively, I would have loved to have come out of an egg like King Monkey. Well,
you know what?
A good entrance.
You're either a very, very, very intelligent man, which I think you are, or you could be possibly full of bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? You might have hit the nail on the head.
That's me and that's Gracie and Paul in trouble now because we're going to slightly over PG ratings.
Once he's all right because he's after 8 o'clock. We'll let him get away with that one. Do you know what? I think once you get to a certain age, I think we're all full of it as well. By the time you get to our age, we're just chock-a-block full of this stuff. You've got to let it out somehow.
Yeah.
You can't keep it clogged up in your brain, or it just festers there for no reason whatsoever.
The JCT says hi, Ian.
Hello, JCT. Hey, I've done another Indian lady today.
Ah.
There you go. So a little bit later on, I'm going to teach
the Diana After Dark
to paint, and then you'll have a little Ian Artist Club over in America.
Actually, you could paint a Jaffa cake on Friday.
I don't really want to. One, I've not got any to actually look at, and at the end of the day, if I had a Jaffa cake in front of me, I'd be eating it, not painting it. So, you know what? I'm not really keen on still life.
No, I can see why.
Yeah, I guess I've never seen you really paint or draw still life.
I like still life if I'm practicing certain techniques.
There's a still life for you.
But I don't like to paint still life as a painting for a finished image. If you know, I find them a little bit still lifey. I like to have life in my.
I know what you mean.
My paint. I like seeing people walking about doing things, and you know, I like it. I'm more like an urban. What do they call them? Artists that like paint people going about the business and, you know, getting on with the job of life and things like that. That's the kind of thing I like to paint.
There you go.
It's like depicting a moment in history where people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah, 2 people are agreeing in the chat that they don't like still life. Mystic Unified, that's how she had to learn in school, though. And then Carrie says, yes, she doesn't like posed art. Yeah,
it can be a little bit cheesy. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. It's part of the thing that you do to own your skills. But it's not something I want to be doing all the time.
No.
Because if you kept doing that, you'd really cramp up and not express yourself.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have learned from today's episode is that painting sucks, but the first one doesn't.
Many things.
So we're not paying attention to this one. No. This one.
Are you having difficulty, Paul? You seem as though you've like locked up.
Yeah, I was it's weird. I figured out how to do it on the phone to follow the chat. And then when I realized that we're all on panel on the screen now, I thought I would come back on the camera, and for some reason it froze.
Oh.
I think what you have to do when it freezes like that is go out and come back in, because it kind of like locks up. The only way to really do that is use one thing to look at your chat and another device to look at what's going off elsewhere on your screen. 2 separate devices.
That's what I do.
Because if you put it on one device, everything, it kind of locks up.
Yeah. The next time I go on panel, I'm just gonna have to just keep the camera on, because I can't do both. I can't do the laptop. It's hard.
Goswina says you are a still life now, Paul.
Yep, I am.
You've got all still on us. Funny thing is, it's almost as though you've got your thumb pressing a button on it. It's really funny. There's a little bit of your head and a great big gigantic thumb.
Yes, I'm a giant.
A giant thumb.
It's a picture of me squashing you on the head.
Now, be nice, boys. Be nice.
So
we're nice.
I'm going to have to love you and leave you, because I've got to go and get prepped for teaching my apprentice the dark ways.
Hello, Sir Shannon Show. You're joining us we're about to close now. Thank you for joining us for the Sir Shannon Show.
Bye, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you to my guest artist, Gracie Shack.
Thank you.
Okay, we're doing this again, the same panel, and maybe Paul might be joining us, maybe not, but Ian will be painting on Friday, and Gracie and myself, we're reading the chat in the background on Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's in my schedule. If you forget, it's in my About section channel, and my schedule is in my About section.
Okie dokie. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you again, Gracie Shack.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thanks, Paul, for joining us. Maybe join us on Friday or next week or something.
Bye, Paul. Bye, Diana.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, Gracie, for your lovely painting. And don't beat yourself up, please. Thank you, Diana, for all your hard work, especially with the struggles from your live stream earlier this morning. You were very busy, so you got to be tired. And Ian Jackson, what can I say? You're the best.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
And lovely painting, Gracie.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.